get some fluids into the captain, Faf du Plessis, because in this scorching Mumbai heat, he has been not out. That's right. Came in as an opener, lost his partner on the first delivery. That was Virat Kohli, former captain, going out in the first delivery. Suchit picking up that wicket. Then a brilliant partnership, the captain and Rajat Patidar, who finally got out at 48 with a mighty heave-ho again to Suchit. But the captain carrying it on till the end. He had Glenn Maxwell for company, who scored 33 of 24. And then Dinesh Karthik with some bizarre fireworks in the end. 30 of 8 deliveries. That's right. 30 of 8. Say it again. He was only dealing in sixes. That's the only multiplication table he learned today. 6 into 1, 6 into 2. Hit 4 of them. And has taken Bangalore up to a score that was looking a little unlikely a few overs ago. 192 is where they have got for the loss of 3 wickets, which gets them smack onto my score prediction of 190. This is Happy Puppy Gaurav Kapur on Cricbuzz Live. I have Shaun Pollock and Michael Vaughan here with me. Some gracious applause there from Polly. Nothing from Warnie. I'm seeing that. Nothing. It was at 180 is where Warnie. Look, 1 second. I'll just tell you this. After that spell, so we have, let's look at it in blocks. After the 10th over on Combox, when Polly and I came here, we thought even my score wouldn't be possible because they might cross 200. Then after that little chunk of 11 to 15, it looked like even Polly's score 173 wouldn't be possible because it was dismal. 11 to 15 was dismal for them, 32 for 1. And then just Dinesh Karthik in the end, who kind of put us. This has been a roller coaster innings, Polly, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's difficult to try and work out the surface, really. I think the guys who were quick and skiddy and coming onto the bat were easier to put away. I think the guys who mixed them up, I think there's some good performances from Bhuvi. I think Sacheth was really good. But yeah, it is strange to see 32 for 1, considering the personnel that were at the crease at that time. We weren't able to go at a more rapid rate of knots. Maxwell just couldn't really get his timing, and then DK comes in and makes it look as easy as. I mean, the fact he missed his first 2 deliveries, so his contribution was actually only of 6 deliveries. He had two freshies to start off. But I think that's a really good score. I don't think it's the easiest surface, and I think with that bowling lineup that Bangalore possess, I think that should be defendable.
Warnie, after what happened in the first 10, 11 to 15 almost seems like science fiction scripted in Hyderabad's favor.
Yeah, first and foremost, on your prediction, we must make an official complaint, me and Polly, because you can actually probably throw a biscuit and land it on the pitch from where you are. Yeah, so you can actually see dimensions before any kind of prediction. So well done with that. Yeah, strange kind of.
Can I tell you? I've now got a cup of tea. So I threw the biscuit first. Now they want the tea, so I'm going to throw this now. Just a second.
Well, Faf might need that cup of tea for a bit of energy for out in the middle. I thought it was actually a quite a really clever T20 constructed innings, because you've got your foundation at the top, you've got your kind of consistency with Faf, who just played. He got a nice strike rate at the end of 146, and you always rely on cameos. Maxwell tried and nearly got going, but Dinesh Karthik, he has to be in the Indian team. You know, the way that he's playing, he's probably there's only a small group of players in the world that can come out and strike like that from ball 1. He's trained himself over the last 2 years to be that player. He knows he's only going to really bat for 8 to 12 deliveries. And he's trained himself to be that impact player, knowing that he's got options to go out there against all the different bowlers to hit sixes. That's what his game is about. He goes out there and he can hit sixes. India have to somehow find a way of getting him in that T20 World Cup side, because it is a precarious area for India around that 6, 7, 8 position, because they've not really had Hardik Pandya's done okay, but he's hit and miss with his injuries. But they haven't really had that finisher kind of player in the side for a while. So with the way that he's playing, he might have to put the commentary microphone down for another T20 World Cup and get out there with the colours on from India and be a part of the side. It's an incredible skill to be able to do that. 30 from 8, completely changed the momentum of the game.
Yeah, he won't mind that at all. And you're such a valid point about how he's training himself to do that, because that might just probably end up being the impact innings for Bangalore.
Yeah, I think it is. It's a mindset. You've got to be walking out there and not thinking about, well, let me get one to get off the mark. I mean, from ball 1, he's thinking, what is my options? what are they probably going to bowl. It probably involves a lot of sitting and analysing the bowlers that you're going to come up against as well. So you've got a good understanding for what their variations are before you even see it firsthand. And he's done it brilliantly. He just had those 3 games where it was a bit of a blip. And that was when Bangalore were really struggling in the tournament. So, yeah, he's complemented it nicely. I think Faf was pretty good to be there for that long period of time and just make sure that there was no damage done after losing a wicket off the first delivery. And as I say, I think that is really competitive, and I think it should actually be too much.
As a Maxwell fan, Moni, how frustrating is it to watch him when he can come and hit his first ball for that reverse hit into the second tier, and then you just the straightest and simplest of strokes he doesn't get the timing on. I mean, he's as a Maxwell fan, it ain't easy, you know. It's like being an Arsenal fan.
Oh, yeah. They've got a big game against Leeds in about an hour. Yeah, I mean, he's just he's one of those players that makes what I guess in our era, Polly, what we describe as the real risky shots look easy, and the easier shots that we would have played lots of in our era, it's quite hard for him. You said, Max, I'll go and try and play a forward defensive. He'd be like, oh, I'm not sure that I have the mechanics to do that. But you tell him to reverse lap a seamer over, anywhere around the deep third region, he'll do it, and he does it pretty much all the time. He is a freak. I guess when you've got that amount of skill and that many shots, and we've seen so many great innings over the years, I guess we can expect too much from him every time he walks out there, because we've seen it quite often. But he didn't quite get his timing right, but he still produces 1 or 2 strokes that you just go, wow. He does it every single innings.
Yeah. His Faf's innings, sometimes innings like this, and with the guy that he is, they can go a little below the radar, can they, Polly? But today, he's, some innings, your captain's the glue. Today, he was the super glue.
He was. I mean, what did he only get? I think 48 or 49 50 deliveries. So he didn't really get the bulk of the bowling. But his striking was pretty good. And the combination with Patidar at the top of the order was perfect for them to just lay something after losing a wicket quickly. Yeah. And, I mean, he knows he's got so much firepower in and around him that I suppose the one thing that they've lacked a little bit in this tournament is someone to be there and be the glue, as you mentioned. And he's managed to do that nicely. So he'll be happy as a captain. A bit tired, I'm sure, but he'll be happy.
Enjoyment of the biscuit.
Yeah, just one more real sweet one, yeah? And probably just a little quick 5-minute drip, just fluid straight into the vein and get it done. But his partnership with Rajat Patidar, young Rajat Patidar, has been so impressive. 71 balls, 105 runs. So that really was what kind of got them going. 73 balls, I'm sorry, for the 105 runs. Brilliant partnership with the two of them, kind of contributing equally in there. And Patidar, you could just tell, was it just the heat, that little heave-ho that he tried just short of his 50? Perhaps the heat, which is what makes you think probably a dozen years over him has Faf, but the fitness levels that he brings to it, and has batted for another 8 overs there, and was going to come out and field for another 10, for another 20. Not another 10, hopefully, yeah. For Hyderabad fans got very excited there. He's like, oh, does he think they're going to get it done in 10? No, I'm not getting that mistake prediction correct for sure. But let's have a look at what the Hyderabad bowlers did. Bhuvi, of course, bowled his first 2 for 12 and then came back and had, I think, an 11 and 11 after that. But he finished at 4 of 34. Suchit, well, it just tells you, the reading here kind of tells you what the surface is, isn't it, Polly?
Yeah, it does. I mean, if you have a look at that, Sachit was really good at the top, and the other spells he bowls. Bhuvi bowled with good control and got out of there early at the back end. But also that last over that he disappeared a couple of times to the fence, his Yorkers were really, really good. Faruqi, I mean, I was actually impressed with some of his variations. I think just a little bit inexperienced at the back end. His third over in particular, where he bowled those slow ball bounces and cut across it, was really good. And then Tyagi and Malik actually did well to sort of come back. I think too much pace on it for them on that kind of surface. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Bangalore bowlers go. I think someone who's probably going to be really effective will be Hazelwood. It does look like that wicket's just holding a little bit. And when you're such a tall bowler like he is and you hit your length, it's almost like it steepens the bounce a little bit if it is yielding and gripping. So he could be a real handful if he finds the right length. And I think it would be slightly fuller than his normal length. But if he gets that early, he could be a real handful.
They're probably going to, I don't know, may just open the bowling with Shahbaz because that worked for Hyderabad when they bowled their left armour. You could have overs from Glenn Maxwell. You could have them from Lomrod, of course, Hasaranga, because Rajat Patidar after the game did say that it's a two-paced wicket and 192 should be good enough. He said that it's going to get even slower is what he's predicting. He's even closer to the surface than I am. A few kilometers off. So it may get slower. But here's the thing, though, right? Is you have young Umran Malik. He's bowled his first over for 20. He comes back, he bowls his next over for 5, and then you don't bowl him again. Abhishek has bowled his 2 overs. They were good. The wicket was kind of holding up. So it's just a little, I don't know. I just feel like Kane's had better days with his bowling changes. Wani?
Yeah, I mean, to leave the debutant Fazal Haq Farooq to that last over, that was a high risk. Bhubaneswar used his experience. Polly's just mentioned it. He got out of the way quite quickly. That was quite smart on his behalf. But yeah, I don't think Kane quite got his combinations as well as he could have done. There's certainly a little bit there for the spinners. Hasaranga, Markram, that's a real key matchup for me. That Markram's been an outstanding player in this year's IPL. You know, can he play the leg spinner? You know, in a day game when it's just offering a little bit, you know, with the fact that the rate will be quite high by the time he gets out there. It's going to be an intriguing chase. Kane, can he kind of open himself up to be more risky at the top? You know, he likes to play it safe, but when you're chasing, you know, a number that's quite high, you really do have to capitalise on those first 6 overs. So I'm intrigued to see how the Sunrisers come out and play the first 6.
Good comeback, though, Paulie. You'd be happy to see both young Karthik Tyagi and Umran Malik after being expensive and then coming back and kind of pulling back their next over, showing a bit of confidence there.
Yeah, I think, and also maybe a bit of word in the air about what the right game plan was. It was never going to be a surface where you're trying to bowl outside or like a fifth stump line and trying to nick the person off. And both of them charged in that first over. I think they went for 37 in their 2 in the middle there, and then that last over at the back end. Those are the 3 overs that have done the damage for them. But it was also interesting to watch that little clip that they did with regards to Umran Malik and where he's been successful. There's going to be very few surfaces in the RPL where width, trying to carry a slip is going to be effective. His raw pace, I think he should be trying to target the stumps back of length, being as straight as possible throughout the tournament. So it'd be interesting if Dale Steyn picks up on that and has a word with him. We can maybe watch, because clearly in the last 3 games he's disappeared a little bit. It's 125 and 10 overs that he's gone for. So he has to develop something else, because raw pace, yes, it's effective on certain pitches, but you've got to have a bit more guile to your game and a few more variations if the surface is good.
That's very quick math, Paulie. Well done. Yeah, spot on. 10 overs, 125. Well done. That was really quick. Let's see if you're that quick with your power play prediction. Can you get it right? Come on. Let's go again. Let's go. Because Michael Vaughan's official complaint about my proximity to the pitch has been duly noted and rejected by a one-man committee comprising of me. So we're going to go ahead. Paulie,
I got 49.
All right, great. Expecting Williamson to either tee off or get out first ball.
Abhishek.
45.
Yes.
45, I think.
Are you kidding? No. Williamson's out first ball.
Oh, no.
Well, then the power play prediction. You got to go high then, Wani. Come on. He's the one who's been slowing them down. It's Tripathi and Abhishek.
Is he out? Let me have a look. I don't believe you sometimes. Let me have a look. I'm not convinced that that's true. He's not out.
Of course, it's a run out. First ball run out.
You're right.
I can see it.
Yeah, he's okay, 45. I'm still sticking with 45.
Okay. 45. I think they're going to go. All right, I'll go lower then. I'll go 40. That's it. I'll go 40. That's where I am. Look at it. We were talking about Virat Kohli and Kane Williamson and how their strike rates need to be better. They've both gone first ball. Well, 0 of 1 for Virat, 0 of 0 for Williamson. I don't know. Could it be a blessing in disguise? Sometimes when your champion player goes early, kind of motivates the rest of the team. It happened for Bangalore. Can it happen for Hyderabad? All right. That's what we have time for. When we come back, we are going to be here at the halfway mark. 193 is what Hyderabad needs to get. Remember, they've lost 3 in a row, so they really need to win this one. We're going to see you at Cricbuzz Combox at that time. Big thank you to Shaun Pollock and Michael Vaughan. I'm Gaurav Kapur. This was Cricbuzz Live. I have to head to the stadium and give Faf a biscuit. See you in a bit.